Welcome to May I the Asshole podcast. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about friends doing the nasty with their friend's crush. This going to be a little wild one right here. Okay, we got our first scenario. Am I the asshole for sleeping with my friend's crush? I, 26 female, have been friends with Emma, 25 female, for several years. We've always been close and shared personal details about our lives, including romantic interests. Recently, Emma confided in me about her crush on a guy named Alex, 27 male. She was excited about the possibility of pursuing a relationship with him. A few weeks ago, I attended a party where Alex was present. We started talking and hit it off, and one thing led to another, and we ended up spending the night together, and things became physical. I didn't think much of it at the time, as I hadn't seen any indication that Alex and Emma were pursuing anything serious. A few days later, Emma mentioned to me that she had been texting with Alex and that she felt a connection. She was excited to see things would go through, excited to see where things would go between them. That's when I realized the gravity of the situation. I felt guilty and conflicted about my actions, knowing that I had slept with him or someone she had feelings for. I'm torn between telling Emma the truth and hoping she never finds out. On one hand, I don't want to hurt her by revealing what happened between Alex and me. On the other hand, I understand that honesty is important in a friendship and she deserves to know the truth. I'm worried if I tell her, it could damage our friendship irreparably. Am I the asshole? I'm questioning whether am I the asshole in this situation. On one hand, I didn't intentionally set out to hurt Emma or betray her trust. I genuinely didn't think there was anything between her and Alex. On the other hand, I can't deny that I crossed a boundary by getting involved with someone she had expressed interest in. Now, I'm going to keep it endo P. I want to say all these scenarios that we're going to go over today, they're probably the asshole in these scenarios. I'm just going to preference that like now, but my biggest thing is that it says, recently Emma confided in me about a crush on a guy named Alex. She was excited about the possibility of pursuing a relationship with him. And then she goes to the party and she's talking to this dude, knowing this information, that Emma looks at it like, oh my God, there's a possibility that we could get together. Now, I don't think Emma and Alex were talking at the time of the party. I don't. I think it was just a thing where she was like, ooh, that guy is cute. You know, I could see myself dating him. And I don't think this girl in the scenario took that seriously. I think she looked at it like Emma saw a dude that looked attractive and was like, ooh, you know what? I kind of think he's attractive too. But I'm not going to say anything just in case, you know, Emma pursues the dude. Now let's fast forward to the party. She's talking to Alex like, oh, you know, do you know Emma? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, I don't know Emma. You know, is that your friend? Da, da, da. Oh, yeah, she's just a friend of mine, blah, blah, blah. And so I think that's where she kind of got the idea of like, oh, well, this dude doesn't even know who Emma is. So I'm going to go ahead and press my luck and see if I can get with him. And I think that's what happened. And, you know, one thing led to another, and, you know, she ended up getting dicked down by him. And so I think that's why she did what she did at the party. Now let's fast forward. Now Alex knows who Emma is, and they've been texting back and forth, showing interest. And then Emma's like, oh my God, you remember that guy that I said was like super attractive? Like, look, we've been texting and talking. Oh my God, I so see a future with him and all this kind of stuff. And so that's when it kind of hit her like, oh shit, I didn't think she was going to go after him, you know, because obviously, and then I'm surprised. I'm actually not surprised, because I was going to say, I'm surprised Alex didn't, you know, be like, oh shit, you know, I kind of smashed your friend. But I think he kind of looks at it like, I smashed her, so I'm gonna smash her friend too. You know, like they're both kind of hot, so why not? Yeah, and so I think that's what's going on. Is he was like, oh, I smashed her, so I'm gonna go ahead and smash the friend too, because why not? I already got one, I might as well get the other. Collecting these bitches like Pokemon cards or something. And so I definitely think she's the asshole. Now, in the situation of, should she tell her friend? First off, you guys let me know in the comments on that one. Should she tell her friend? Because for me, I don't think I would tell my friend, especially if it was just a hookup. I don't think the girl in the situation, she didn't really give her name, because there was Emma, that's the friend, and then there's Alex, that's the guy. She didn't really give her name in the situation. So the girl that, wrote this and slept with Alex the first time, I don't think she should tell her friend. I think she should just be like, it was a hookup. It was what it was. I can understand how it's a little weird, where it's just like, oh yeah, now I have to hang out with the guy that I hooked up with, and now he's dating my best friend. I can understand how that can get awkward and a little weird, but I mean, that's the situation. If you don't want to lose your friend, and especially over a dude you just hooked up with one time, it's not worth it. It's not worth losing your friend over. In my opinion, I would have just kept it quiet. You guys let me know down in the comments. Should she have told her friend or no? I personally think no. Don't tell your friend. There's no point. There's just no point. I don't see a reason that you should tell your friend. I don't see the reason she even has to know. It's just going to make things worse. And it was a hookup at the end of the day. So, okay, let's get into our next scenario. Am I the asshole for sleeping with my friend's crush? I, 27 female, have been friends with Sarah, 28 female, for several years. We've always been supportive of each other and have shared personal stories and experiences. Recently, Sarah confided me about having a crush on a guy named Alex, 30 male. And I'm sure they don't want to put the guy's name out there, so they're using Alex. Okay, let me just preference this. They're using the name Alex as kind of a placeholder. That might be a Reddit thing. But just know that they're not giving the guy's actual name. Their friend, I'm sure that's their actual name, because we've already had Emma and now we have Sarah. So I'm sure they might be using the friend's real name, but let me just preference to you guys now. Alex is not his real name. Even in the previous scenario, Alex probably wasn't his real name. They're just not giving the guy's name out. Okay. So let me just preference that. So that way you guys aren't thinking like, what the fuck? So, all right. So Sarah confided in me about having a crush on a guy named Alex, 30 male, from her workplace. She mentioned that she hadn't acted on her feelings yet. Okay, that's a key. She hasn't, because remember the previous girl, we didn't know really if Emma had talked to dude before the girl writing the scenario hooked up at the party with him. So I'm glad that she preferenced that. She hadn't acted on her feelings yet. I ran into Alex at a social event and we hit it off. We spent a lot of time talking and found out that we had a lot in common. One thing led to another and we ended up spending the night together. I didn't intentionally tell Sarah about what happened, hoping it wouldn't come up. A few weeks later, Sarah and I were having a conversation about Alex, and I revealed that she had started texting him and was considering asking him out. I felt guilty at that point and realized I had to come clean. I admitted to sleeping with Alex and apologized for not being honest earlier. Sarah was devastated about the news. She felt betrayed and hurt that I had slept with the guy that she had feelings for, especially after she shared her crush with me. Y'all about to be Eskimo sisters. She felt betrayed and hurt that I had slept with the guy that she had feelings for, especially after she shared her crush with me. She expressed how much she trusted me and that she didn't expect this from a close friend. I'm struggling with whether I am in the wrong for sleeping with Alex, knowing Sarah's feelings for him. On one hand, I argue that Sarah hadn't made any moves yet and that it's not my fault that Alex and I connected. On the other hand, I understand how hurtful it is to be in Sarah's position, and I regretted not being upfront with her about what happened. I'm grappling with whether my actions were justified or if I should have prioritized my friendship with Sarah over my personal feelings. Some people I've talked to say that I should have been more considerate of Sarah's emotions, while others believe that we can't control who we develop feelings for. Let's take it from the top. I like to always take it from the top. So, Sarah went ahead and had feelings for Alex, and she expressed those feelings, Then we fast forward. They go to a little bit of a function, and she happens to see Alex. And so they start talking, connecting, vibing, she's realizing, whoa, we have a lot in common. And he ain't that bad looking either. I kind of like where this is going. Alex probably makes the move and says, hey, yo, we're having a good night. Do you want to come back to my crib and have a little bit of hot coffee? And so she reluctantly agrees. They go back. They have maybe 1-2 sips of coffee before the bedroom gets a little spicy. Then she fast forward. She sees her friend, and her friend's like, yo, me and Alex have been talking, connecting, vibing, straight chilling. Now, this is where I think it's different from the previous situation. In the previous situation, it was just a hookup. She really didn't have feelings. It wasn't all that. It's just a one thing led to another. They happen to have sex. This one, though, I think the girl that sent in the thing, Sarah's friend, I think she has romantic feelings for Alex. And I think that is what triggered her so much when she confronted her friend about it. Like, hey, look, we were connecting, we were vibing. I went back to his place and we had sex. And so I think that's what hurt her friend more than ever, is the fact that they connected. And so I'm sure Sarah feels played, because she's like, what the fuck? You connected with my friend and you guys did the nasty, and now you're connecting with me. So it's like, who are you trying to be with? Or are you just playing the field and trying to have both of us, or, side chick us or whatever? And I think that's why she got very, very pissed off, and very justifiable, I guess, because, he's playing both sides of the field here. He's like, like previous guy, I smashed this one. Why not the friend, And so, because I can guarantee you when they met at the function, she probably mentioned to him, oh yeah, my friend Sarah, blah, 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 da, 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 da. I'm sure it came up because, when they're vibing and sharing stories and all this kind of stuff, I'm sure Sarah came up. And so when she's like, oh, hey, my name's Sarah, blah, 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 and, they exchange Instagrams or numbers or whatever, I'm sure it clicked in his head like, oh, that girl that I hooked up with, this is her friend. Like, no way. Oh, shit, And so I think that did help him in a way, to like connect with Sarah. And so he looked at it like, oh, man, well, I connected with this girl, but I'm going to see how connections go with that girl. For him, he's kind of like, I don't know, I'm going to play the field and see what happens. But on the girl's side of it, it's a thing where it's like, oh my God, we connected and I'd so like to be in a relationship with him, even knowing my friend likes him, but she hasn't made her move yet. So it's like losers, losers, weepers, something, whatever, however that saying goes, finders, keepers, losers, sweepers. So, what I mean? She looked at it like, I'm going to jump in on it first. The early bird gets the worm, and she got the worm all right. And so it was one of those things where she looked at it like there's nothing wrong with it. He doesn't even know you exist. So it was one of those things where I think she went into it maybe trying to hype Sarah up. That could be a possibility too. Trying to hype Sarah up. And in a default, she just decided, oh my God, we're connecting with this guy. I'm connecting with this guy and he's great and all this. I'm going to have sex with him. That for me is just, like I said, I can understand it from both sides. For him, he's playing both sides of the field because he connected with this girl, now he's connecting with this girl, so he's kind of stuck between the two. And I can guarantee you, Sarah's friend has feelings for the guy. It wasn't just a hookup. It was like, oh my God, I have feelings for this guy. We really connected, all that kind of other stuff. Because that's why she even preferences at the end. While others believe that we can't control who we develop feelings for, I think that's how she looked at it. Like, I can't control who I develop feelings for. I just happen to talk to dude, to get it to know him for Sarah. But in the off chance of like, oh my God, we connected and everything went smooth and well, and I actually really like this guy, I think that's kind of what, threw the monkey wrench in the whole situation. I do like that she did talk to her friend, but like I said in the previous scenario, I wouldn't have done it. I would have just kept it quiet. But I believe thoroughly that she told her friend because she wants to be in a relationship with Alex. She has feelings. It wasn't just a hookup. She wants to date him. And I think that's what it was. And so that's the reason why she went ahead and did that. Because, yeah, that's a tough one. All right. Am I the asshole for sleeping with my friend's crush? I, 26 female, have been friends with Sarah, 25 female, for years. And I guess I'll preference this again. Maybe they're not using the real names. I don't know. So let's try not to take the names with utmost certainty. This is Reddit after all. For years, we've always been close. Recently, Sarah developed feelings for a guy named Alex. See, Alex again. 28 male, who is also in our social circle. I knew about Sarah's crush on Alex and was supportive of her feelings. Okay, so she knew and was supportive. Keep that in mind. One night, while hanging out with a group of friends, I ended up spending more time with Alex. We had a great conversation and felt a strong connection. As the night went on, we both had a few drinks and things escalated and we ended up sleeping together. Ooh, she out here blaming it on the alcohol. Yeah. All right. Afterward, I felt mixed emotions, including guilt and confusion. I knew that Sarah had feelings for Alex, and I was worried about how she would react if she found out about what happened between us. I debated whether to tell her or keep it a secret, but I knew that honesty was important in our friendship. Confrontation. I decided to come clean and told Sarah about what happened between Alex and I. She was visibly hurt and upset by the news. She felt betrayed that I would sleep with someone she had feelings for, especially given our close friendship. She accused me of crossing the line and undermining her trust. I'm struggling to figure out if I made a terrible mistake by sleeping with Alex, even though I knew about Sarah's feelings for him. On one hand, I acknowledge that I should have prioritized my friend's feelings and not pursued anything with Alex. On the other hand, I also felt a connection with him and I didn't want to ignore my own feelings. Sarah is angry with me. So this is fast forwarding to like now. She kind of threw an edit in there saying Sarah is angry at me. And some of our mutual friends are also taking her side, saying that I broke the girl code by getting involved with her crush. I'm questioning whether I acted selfishly and disregarded my friend's feelings, or should I have been given some understanding for my own emotions in the situation? Am I the asshole for sleeping with my friend's crush? Man, whoo, that was a lot to unpack. So, pretty basic scenario like we've had. The friend preferences a crush and pretty much says, hey, I like this person, they meet at a certain thing. She got drunk, and I think that's kind of what she was going at. She was like, I only slept with him because I was drunk, and I think her feelings were different from when she was drunk to when she woke up in the morning and was sober, because she felt the guilt and remorse for sleeping with that dude. So my thing is, was the connection really there, or were you just kind of in your feelings while you were drunk and you were like, fuck it, I'm horny, I just want to have sex with this guy? You see what I mean? That's the tough situation that we're dealing with here, because on one hand, it could have just been a hookup, but, and that's how she made it seem in the beginning. But then she kind of preferenced it like, oh, I had feelings for him and that's why I slept with him. Is it the feelings that made you sleep with him, or was it the alcohol that made you, sleep with him? Which was it? Because for me, someone who's kind of that wishy-washy and kind of doesn't know like how they feel in the situation, it kind of makes me question, like, okay, wait, were you doing this because you were being a sly piece of shit, or are you doing this because it was just an accident and it happened to happen? You see what I mean? That's the tough part for me, because I'm like, I don't quite understand her thought process. On one hand, she's like, oh my God, I regretted it. Like, I don't want to do this. But then on the other hand, she's like, oh, I got drunk and I was in my feelings. So it's like, I don't know. I can't get behind that part. I can't get past that, I can understand how her friend Sarah felt in that moment and was like, oh shit, how in the hell could you do this to me? Because she knew, you know what I mean? She knew. But again, I think that's why she kind of blamed the alcohol, because she looked at it like, okay, on one hand, I knew that this is the guy that she likes, so I'm going to have a scapegoat. When I actually really have feelings for the dude, I'm going to have a scapegoat. See, no accountability on this girl. She took no accountability for her actions. And you can tell that, because if she took accountability for it and just was like, look, I talked to him, we had a good conversation, and I actually started to have feelings for him, and that's why I slept with him. If she would have just kept it straight, and that's that, like the previous girl did, then we wouldn't be in this situation. And I think it would have been a little more understandable to her friends, because obviously she added the edit at the end where, Sarah's pissed off at her. Her friends don't want to talk to her. She broke the girl code. And I'm sure maybe even Alex doesn't even want to fuck with her anymore because of the weird situation that they're in. And it sucks, because even in the previous situations, it was a thing where the girl who had the crush on Alex in the beginning, in the previous two, they would actually go talk to the guy and start a relationship with him, or start a conversation at least, where they're texting back and forth, having a connection. But in this situation, I think it was a thing where Sarah, in this situation, she couldn't even start anything with this dude because of the fact that this girl slept with him. And I think it was a thing where for him, he connected with the girl, he vibed, they had sex, and he was just like, man, I actually really like this girl, and so for him, he's like, I don't want to talk to Sarah because I vibed with this girl. So that's the sucky thing about it. And I think that's where a lot of the anger in her friend came from, because she's like, you fucking ruined my chances with this guy. I didn't even get to talk to him. He doesn't even know that I like him, because you swooped in, you got drunk with him, you guys connected, you had sex, and I can, like I said, I can understand her anger in that position and why she would be very upset, because, and even continuing on, because for the previous girls, I'm sure their friends kind of got over it and was like, look, as long as you don't, sleep with him while I'm dating him or anything like that, we should be fine. It's all good. It was a mistake. It happened. But for this girl, homeboy doesn't even want to talk to you. Homeboy don't even want to date you. He's like, nah, I'm good. I want your friend, the one that I slept with. I like her. So that I think is the reason why she was so pissed off. She was so upset and distraught, and, broke the girl code, all this and all that. So, yeah. Oh, man. All right. So, am I the asshole for sleeping with my friend's crush? All right. I, 28 female, have been friends with Sarah. Again. 26 female for several years. Recently, Sarah confided in me about having a crush on a guy named Alex. 29 male, who is also in our social circle. We all hang out frequently, and I've known Alex for a while too. Ooh, okay, this one's good, because previously both girls didn't know the guy, but this time both girls know the guy, and they're all in the same friend circle. Oh, however, I started to develop feelings for him as well. Oh, shit. Okay. So not only are they both everybody's friends, they're all in the same friend circle, but they're both, I guess you could say, in love or have feelings for the same guy. Sarah and I were invited to a group gathering where Alex would be present. Despite knowing Sarah's feelings for him, I found myself having a strong connection with Alex during the event. We talked and flirted throughout the night, and eventually things escalated, leading us to have sex that night. I knew that I knew that what I did was wrong, and I felt guilty about betraying my friend's trust. The next day, I confessed to Sarah about what happened between Alex and me. She was understandably hurt and angry. She felt like I had disregarded her feelings and knowingly crossed a line that could damage our friendship. I regret my actions and understand how much I hurt Sarah. I value our friendship, but I'm also grappling with my own feelings for Alex. While it was a moment of weakness and impulsiveness, I can't deny the chemistry and connection I share with him. However, I now feel torn between my own emotions and the damage I've caused to my friendship with Sarah. I can't help but wonder if I irreparably damaged our friendship by sleeping with Alex, especially since I knew about Sarah's feelings for him. While it's clear that I messed up, part of me is struggling to suppress my own feelings for Alex. I'm left questioning whether my actions make me an asshole for prioritizing my own desire over my friend's feelings, or if I should have been more considerate of her emotions. Oh man, this one is juicy. Okay, let's take it from the top. I like to do a bit of a recap before I go ahead and give my opinion. All right, we got a friend group. 2 girls have a crush on the same guy. Now, the girl that wrote in, she was told by Sarah that she likes their mutual friend, Alex. And then, as they started hanging out more and more, the girl that wrote the post started liking him and was just like, wow, I see why my friend finds him attractive, because I kind of find him attractive now. Then we fast forward. The friend group gets invited by Alex to an event. Now, since she already has feelings for him, I'm assuring you Sarah doesn't know the feelings that she has. Only she knows Sarah's feelings toward him. So they're talking, they're flirting, all throughout the night, having a good time, doing their thing, whatever the case may be. And so they ended up having sex that night. And so then she doesn't regret it because she has the feelings, but then she kind of has a bit of an epiphany and is like, oh shit, my friend likes him, but I like him too. So I don't know what I should do. So then she decides to confront him, rightfully so, or confront her, rightfully so. And she gets super pissed off and is like, what the hell? Now, that's very tough because it's like with the other girls, it made sense. It was kind of just, it happened, it was a thing that happened and it was like, they regretted it. It was like, oh shit, it's not like Alex knew of their friend, you know what I mean? Or of their friend's feelings or anything like that. They were complete strangers, all this. This is different because they're friends. The fact that they're all in the same friend group, they're all friends, this kind of thing could put a big tear in their friend group because now her and Sarah are not friends, and then it could be a thing where Alex does start to date her because they slept together, and I'm sure it's a thing where he slept with her because of the connection they had. They're flirting, and he's like, oh, no way. I didn't know you had these feelings for me. I'm down, And so, just like the previous girl, it destroys her hopes of even getting with Alex. Now, they can't even be together anymore because he now has feelings for the girl who wrote the post and not Sarah. So I understand her anger in that. And it sucks because it's just like the first girl where it's like, that's kind of weird that we're going to be friends or in the same friend group and you're dating the person that I like. That sucks. So, oh my God. Is she the asshole though? And I love that at the top of the show, I was like, oh, all these people are going to be assholes. I don't know about this girl though. Because you got to understand in the sexual dating market, you have to understand everybody is in competition with everyone, and if you're not out there competing to your best, you're not going to get that person that you want to be with. And you have to understand that when you are in the sexual dating marketplace, you're not the only person that person is talking to. You're not the only person that person gets attention from and stuff like that. So you really have to put your best foot forward and make sure that you're the one that comes out on top. And I think that's just what she did. She made it look like, hey, I understand my friend has feelings, but I got to look out for me too. I don't want to be that person that's in the friend group looking at my friend be happy with the person that I like. That sucks. And she looked at it like it's either her or me. And I'm not going to be that one that is sitting there envious of our relationship. Fuck that. So I'm going to go after the man that I want to be with. And I think that's just the way it is. I mean, it sucks that you guys are friends. It sucks that you guys are in the same friend circle, but I mean, you got to just understand it's one of those things that you are competing, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, you are competing and you need to put your best foot forward regardless. It's the way it goes. So I honestly don't think she's the asshole in this one, if I'm being honest with you. You guys let me know what you think. Was she the asshole or not? But I don't think she was the asshole. I think she just competed and she won. I mean, it is what it is out here, it just, you got to go with the flow sometimes. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into our next scenario. Am I the asshole for sleeping with my friend's crush? All right. Ooh, this one is going to be a little different. Okay, I like this. My friend Alex, 28 male, and I, 26 female, have been close friends. Recently, Alex confided me about having a crush on someone, Jamie, 27. These guys. Okay. This is a gay couple. I like this. Okay, all right. Alex confided in me about having a crush on someone, Jamie, 27 male, from our social circle. So they're all friends. All right. I knew Alex had been interested in Jamie for a while, but circumstances changed unexpectedly. Over the past few months, Jamie and I started spending more time together due to a mutual interest in activities. We grew close and eventually ended up sleeping together. I didn't plan for this to happen, but the chemistry was undeniable, and I knew that Alex still had feelings for Jamie. And I felt guilty about not stopping things before they went too far. This was juicy. A few days later, after it happened, I decided to tell Alex about what happened transpiring between Jamie and I. I wanted to be honest, and I didn't want to hide anything from him. Alex was visibly hurt and upset by the news. He accused me of betraying his trust and pursuing someone that he had deep feelings for. He said he felt like I had disregarded his emotions and disregarded our friendship. Now I'm stuck in a situation where I'm grappling with guilt over hurting my friend. I didn't intentionally set out to hurt Alex, but I'm unsure of my actions I'm unsure if my actions were inexcusable. On one hand, I believe I deserve happiness too, and that emotions can be unpredictable. On the other hand, I can't ignore the fact that my actions have hurt someone I care about. I'm struggling to determine if I'm in the wrong for sleeping with Jamie, considering the circumstances. Some of our mutual friends feel I should have been more considerate of Alex's feelings, while others think that Jaime and I genuinely have connection and might be worth exploring. Okay. So this is not the turn that I expected to have take. Okay, let's just take it from the top. Okay, so we have a guy and a girl. They're friends. Her friend is homosexual and likes a guy named Jaime. And so the friend starts talking to Jaime, I'm sure, to maybe talk up Alex to Jaime and be like, hey, I got this friend, like, what are your interests, this and that, because I can guarantee you Alex was just like, I wonder what's his favorite this, or what he likes to do, this and that, and da-da-da. And so then the girl was just like, well, I can just go and ask him. And then, when you go in there to talk to him, you're ready and you kind of have an idea of what he likes and things like that. And so I think she looked at it like, oh my God, we have all this stuff in common, not even really knowing, like, oh shit, I forgot, that Alex likes Jaime. But since we have all this in common and we're connecting and everything's great, I may like Jaime too, and Jaime, I don't know if he's homosexual or not. You know what I mean? Could it be a thing where maybe he's playing both sides? Maybe he's bisexual. I don't know. Either that or it could be a thing where Alex likes Jaime, but Jaime may be straight. We don't know that information. That would have been good information to know. But I'm assuming, and I know it's bad to assume, but for context situation, I'm assuming that Jaime is not homosexual. And I think that's why she may have slept with him, because it might have been a thing where she went to go talk to Jaime. She got to know him. Yes, there were the interests. There were the connection, the vibe, all that other stuff. Yes, there was a lot going on. But I think it was a thing where she may have found out that Jaime was not homosexual or bisexual. And she thought to herself, damn, this sucks for Alex, but it don't suck for me. I can salvage this and, turn it into something for myself. And I do also make that assumption because she told Alex that it happened. Now she didn't say that, oh, I found out that Alex wasn't homosexual. She didn't say that. So that's why I'm throwing it out there as an assumption. I'm throwing it out there as it's a possibility, and that's why she went in with it, because I don't really see a female wanting to sleep with a guy knowing that their guy friend likes that dude, just based off connection and vibe and all that kind of stuff. I just don't really see it unless there was a giant factor in there that made it okay in her mind to do that. And that's why, like I said, I made the assumption of maybe he's not gay. And he looks at it like, oh shit, yeah, your friend's cool and all, but I just don't swing that way. And so I think that kind of clicked in her head and it justified it for her, like, oh shoot, I can pursue this guy because he's not homosexual. So even if I didn't pursue this guy, it's not like Alex would be with Jaime anyway. You see what I mean? You see the kind of logic I'm trying to piece together, and like I said, I don't know, and I'm not going to sit here and, make that assumption too hard or say it's the truth or anything, but I just think that's what made it justify for her, because look, it was not like she was drunk. It's not like they were at a party. It's not like they were doing anything like that. It was simply a fact of she talked to him, spent time with him, got to know him, and then probably found out something about him that, justified it to be okay for her to have sex with him. I simply and truly honestly believe that, because that's just what it is, So, there is also an edit in there. I'm sorry, I didn't even see it at the bottom. I'm torn between wanting to make amends with Alex and wanting to pursue something that could possibly make me happy. Am I the asshole for crossing the line in my line with my friend's crush, or should I have prioritized Alex's feelings and backed off from Jaime? Yeah, again, I still feel that there was something that she found out that justified the reasons for having sex with him. So, yeah. That is a good one, though. That is a very good one because, woo, man. All right. Am I the asshole for sleeping with my friend's crush? I, 28 female, have been friends with Sarah, 29 female, for several years. We shared many personal stories and secrets and experience, making our friendship quite strong. Recently, Sarah confided in me about her crush on a guy named Alex, 30 male, whom she had been interested in for a while. Sarah introduced me to Alex at a party, unaware of her feelings for him. Okay, so he doesn't know about Sarah's feelings for him yet. But I think they're friends. And so she was like, oh my God, hey, how are you? Come meet my friend. Okay. We all got along well and exchanged contact information. Over time, Alex and I started texting more frequently. And I realized I had developed feelings for him too, despite my awareness of Sarah's crush. I found myself drawn to him. One night, Alex and I were hanging out, and one thing led to another, and we ended up sleeping together. I felt guilty immediately afterward, realizing that I had crossed a boundary by getting involved with Sarah's crush. When Sarah found out about the situation, she was devastated and felt betrayed. So she didn't tell her friend about it like all the previous situations. She found out. Maybe from Alex. Maybe Alex was, kind of talking to a coworker and was just like, oh yeah, I slept with Sarah's friend, blah, blah, blah. And so that's how she found out. Oh man, she accused me of violating her trust and disregarding our friendship. Our mutual friends are now divided. Some sympathizing with Sarah's pain. Others argue that Alex and I are not solely to blame since feelings are complex. I'm torn between understanding that I hurt my friend and justifying my actions by saying that feelings are unpredictable. Some of my friends believe that I should have prioritized my friendship with Sarah over my feelings for Alex, while others think I shouldn't feel responsible for her emotions. I'm grappling with guilt and remorse for betraying my friend's trust, but I also acknowledge that emotions can be complicated and hard to control. Am I the asshole for sleeping with Sarah's crush, or was it a situation where I should have followed my heart despite the consequences? Okay. This one is juicy for its own reasons, and I love it because, for one, Alex did not know of Sarah's feelings, and so Sarah introduced him to her friend. They all got along. It was great. They shared contact information. And I think it was a thing where he had no feelings for Sarah in the beginning. Because think about it like this. Sarah and Alex are friends. And I think it's a thing where he may look at it like, oh, you're a great friend, but I wouldn't date you. It might be a thing like that. And so when he met Sarah's friend, I'm sure he's like, yo, Sarah's friend out here looking fine. I think I might want to break a little piece off of that. And so that's why I think he was texting Sarah's friend more than he was texting Sarah, because he didn't like Sarah at all in the beginning. And I don't even think he liked her at all ever through this whole scenario. And so I think that's why I feel she's not an asshole in this situation, because he never had feelings for her at all, and it sucks to say that, but it's like, dude, if he didn't have feelings for you at all, then you really had no chance of dating him anyway. So why not just accept the fact that, damn, he doesn't have feelings for me. He probably never will, but he has feelings for my friend. So I'm just going to move on. I understand that's going to be hard in some cases because, as you see your friend, you're going to see him, or she's going to talk about him, or, post him on social media and stuff. So I can get that it's going to be hard for you to move on and get past it and things of that nature. But at the same time, he didn't like you at all. He just didn't see you romantically. He saw you only as a friend. And I think that's why she's not an asshole in this situation, because if he did see you that way, he would have pursued you from the beginning. And you introducing him to your friend Sarah wouldn't have made a difference. That would have never even happened. He wouldn't have even texted her that much if he didn't immediately have a romantic connection or like a physical attraction to Sarah's friend. You see what I mean? There'd be none of that. He really wouldn't have texted her as much. They wouldn't have hooked up. They probably already would have been dating before this scenario even happened, if I'm being honest with you. If Alex liked Sarah, it would have been a thing where she would have known, because they would have been flirting. And even at the party, there wouldn't have even been a thing of like, oh, I as Alex got introduced to Sarah's friend, and then we started texting and stuff like that. It would have simply been a thing where we would have met at the party, and then I probably wouldn't have even got her number, if I'm being honest with you. If it wasn't a thing where, say I like Sarah, and then Sarah's like, oh, this is my friend so-and-so. I'd have been like, oh, nice to meet you. How are you? Blah, 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 blah. We would have been vibing, kicking, chilling, whatever. But then that would have been that. I'd have been like, hey, it's great to meet you. Hugs, bye, peace out. And so, maybe Sarah's friend is the one who asked for Alex's number, and that could have been the reason why it happened and they hooked up and did their thing, because he may have saw the pursuit. But I simply think it was the fact that Alex did not have feelings for Sarah at all. Not one bit. And that's why I feel like she's not the asshole in this situation, because it's like, again, like the previous situation, you're out here competing, baby girl. And, if he finds you only as a friend, and then he meets your friend and he finds your friend physically attractive, sexually attractive, I mean, you lost. And that sucks. And I understand that. But you can't blame your friend for that, and I'm not going to sit here and even say, oh, it's Alex's fault either, because Alex is a dude. He's attracted to what he's attracted to, and you're not what he's attracted to. That's just what it is, sorry. I mean, that's all I got to say about that one, because like I said, that's just what it is. So, but yeah, that's going to wrap up this juicy ass episode, man. This one had a lot of good ones in it. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I want to see all of you guys' comments. I want to see what you guys think about these situations, because these situations are a little crazy. So I want to know what you guys think about it. If you guys don't have time for a full podcast, that's totally fine. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and go ahead and follow the Patreon. TikTok and Instagram is Am I the Asshole Podcast. Our Patreon will be linked in our Instagram and TikTok, so you'll be able to find it there. Be able to send in your questions to have featured on the show, as well as exclusive episodes over there. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.